If you don't use farm fresh goat milk, your soap isn't real. Like, it's just so cringe.
Yeah.
You were making yourself seem very slimy and self-righteous.
You self-righteous, yes. Or should I say,
supercilious.
It's very, you're not better than me, right? Your product should, stand out on its own. Welcome to the Dirty Heifers Podcast. Soap making, small business, and so much more. Let's get dirty. Welcome back to the Dirty Heifers. Tonight, we're diving into a little soapbox drama. We saw a post shaming makers for not using goat milk a certain way, and it got us to thinking, why do some people feel like the only way to grow their business is by tearing down someone else's? Whether you're making soap or you have any other kind of small business, this episode is for you. But before we jump in, today's episode is sponsored by Wholesale Supplies Plus, your one-stop shop for soap making supplies, fragrances, and everything you need to grow your business. Check them out at wholesalesupplisplus.com. And now it is time for everybody's favorite segment, the Word of the Week. Jesse, this week's word?
All right. Supercilious.
I'm gonna
Just the
assume,
facial expressions are great.
I'm gonna assume it's supercilious.
Ding ding.
Nice job.
Supercilious.
Now, what did Shauna do this time?
What did Shauna do? Okay, ready? Shauna gave Margaret a supercilious look when she brought another fragrance oil she didn't need. When she bought another fragrance.
It's judgmental.
Yeah, kind of judgmental, like believing that or behaving like you're superior to other people. Like you're better than me.
I would have to tell you that I wouldn't judge you for that, considering how many fragrance oils I have.
So this is not the Southern word or the Southernism of the week, but we do have a phrase that categorizes that down here.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
Your crap don't. She thinks her crap don't stink.
Oh, yeah. Well, we use the same phrase here, but it's not the word crap.
Yeah, well,
I don't think it's not down there either.
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty universal.
Okay. Yeah, I think I don't know that that's a Southernism. That's just an ism.
The redneck word of the week is a town.
All right.
Okay.
On the Mississippi Gulf Coast. And for the listeners, I got a stain on my paper. I was working on a homemade bacon cheeseburger a little earlier, and I got some mustard and mayonnaise on this paper. So just disregard, ladies. But here you go.
All right. Here.
Oh, we can't even see that.
Kiln.
Kiln.
It should be kiln, but because that's what you like.
That's my guess.
Bake your pottery in.
No.
You pronounce it kin or something like that. Kill.
It's kill. But more specifically, it's the kill.
Okay. Sure.
You're going to go to the kill.
Like, I understand silent N or silent K when it's, KN, like knife or something like that, but just a silent N at the end of the word for no reason? What kind of rules are they following down there?
Nern.
Exactly, nern.
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 Not nern.
Not nern, but yes, it's the kill. Actually, if I'm not mistaken, Brett Favre is originally from the kill.
Oh, is he?
Okay. Brett Favre.
I think he's originally from the kill. I have to Google that. I've heard it all my life.
Nice.
Margaret, what on earth is going on over there?
Well, I'm looking at all my, my notes.
No, that's not in the background. Sounds like a dang racetrack behind you.
Oh, yes. Well, in addition to living by the airport and in between the airport, the fire department, and the train, we have 3 main roads that the past week or so have become motorcycle racing hotspots. So that's fun to listen to.
Thought you were going to say like
Brett.
the Audubon.
Yeah.
Brett Favre is originally from Mississippi, born in Gulfport and raised in a small town called Kiel.
Kill.
He grew up in the area of South Mississippi known as Bayou Country. So yes, and that is very true. That is a very wooded, backwoods place. What happens in the Kiel stays in the Kiel.
Unless you're a good football player.
Yeah. I'm going to avoid the kill. How about that? That's probably
Sounds
my
good.
best thing. All right, so let's talk about, we saw that post, and it wasn't so nice, It was very, my way is the right way, and if you don't do it my way, then your soap's not real.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, and that is, I don't know, not cool at all.
And I've seen them go as far as saying, "Oh, well, you shouldn't call your soap natural if you use fragrance oils instead of essential oils."
Right.
And that just kind of takes me back to, what was it, 2 episodes ago where we had Izzy
The
on
fragrance,
from-
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just because something is natural does not necessarily mean it's good for you.
Well, also, I know people who are allergic to like peppermint and lavender or eucalyptus. So
Yep.
people can have reactions to essential oils.
Exactly. Just because it's natural and all the things that
Right.
that doesn't give it a pass.
The term natural has become very fluid lately.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things under it, but traditionally, natural soap was, your oils, your butters, but you're using natural colorants instead of synthetic chemicals or preservatives or artificial fragrances and things like that. But a lot of people have been taking liberties with that, just putting all natural on their labels as if to say whatever. But, that's a completely different episode. That's a labeling issue.
Yeah.
But if
Yes.
you're going to tell me that my soap is not real soap because I use fragrance oil, F you. Okay? 'Cause my soap is real soap. And, there's no wrong way to make soap. There are so many different. You've got cold process, you've got hot process, you've got melt and pour, you've got dual lye, you've got people make their soaps with farm fresh goat milk, or some people make it with powdered goat milk, and some people don't
That's
want
me. I use powdered.
Right, and me too. And some people make their soap vegan, and some people use fragrance oils, and some people use essential oils, and some people don't use any fragrance at all. It's all a valid way to make soap.
To make soap,
And
100%.
Yeah, and to put somebody down for not doing it the way that you do it is just, it's icky.
Right.
It's slimy.
Do it. What gets me the most about that is that powdered goat milk is just like goat's milk with the water removed. That's all.
It's free.
Like, you still
it is
get all the
legit.
benefits of it, right?
Exactly.
It's freeze-dried
You
goat
might
milk.
even get more benefit from it because you can
Yeah.
put more of
I
that
was
stuff
just-
in there.
Exactly.
I was just going to
Exactly.
say, powdered goat milk does not react in soap like liquid goat milk does. Does it heat
Right.
it up still? Absolutely. Still heats it up. But not to...
It's more stable.
Right. I don't have to worry that I'm going to scorch it.
Well, it's not
gonna
just
burn
that.
it
It's
and
that,
all
like,
that.
if all you will use is liquid, then you're limited by how much liquid you put in your soap, right?
Yes.
Exactly.
If you're
And-
using powder, you can make it concentrated.
Right.
And that's the thing when you use it's now we're not just completely like stomping on using fresh goat milk.
No,
Don't get
not
us
at all.
wrong.
Oh,
That
no.
is I have made soap when I first started making soap. That's how I done was
Yep, me too.
100% fresh goat milk, and it was fantastic
Yep.
stuff. But
That's a pain.
you are limited by how much goat milk you can get your hands on. 2,
Storage.
storage. 3, if you want to scale your business, if
Yeah.
you're using full goat milk, no water whatsoever, you run into the issue of your soap actually erupting, depending on what temperature you soap at.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're gonna
Not
need
just
like
that, like mixing it. Like you have to mix it so slowly and carefully with the lye
Yep.
I mean, that slows you down tremendously too.
Yep.
100%. And I can attest to this. I have used 100% goat milk, no water whatsoever in my soap, and now it's about somewhere around a third to 40%. There's no difference in the use of it. There is no difference
In the end product,
whatsoever.
you mean?
You can't tell.
Yeah, there's
Nope.
Used to, when I would use full goat milk, the top of my soaps would crack
Yes.
from the heat, because
Right.
there's a lot of sugar in goat milk, and everybody knows that's in the soap making world, sugar's gonna create more heat and saponification. I have found a sweet spot where you get the same product, the same results, but you don't end up. Every now and then I'll have like a little crack in the top of my soap, but not very much.
Right.
There's a sweet spot there.
Right.
And it does not mean my soap is not goat milk soap. I'm sorry.
Right, but when you're coming right out of the box and you're criticizing other people, you're alienating all new makers that are starting out. Like, how about instead of just saying you're wrong because of this, teaching them the difference, between using fresh goat milk and using powdered goat milk, and and letting them decide what they want to do. And how about teaching the difference between, and I know that, if I'm a maker, that doesn't necessarily mean that I have to be a teacher or that I have to turn around and give my knowledge to anybody else. But if you're going to get out there and be all negative, what?
No,
What
but
are you
see,
getting
see,
from that?
I think the main point we're getting at here, though, is there's a difference between trying to market to your niche and make your soap sound like it's standing out, and putting other makers down in your same genre by saying that their stuff is inferior.
Right.
There's a big difference.
Well, one way builds community and the other way pushes people away.
Yeah, it's alienating, like you said.
So, yeah, it's totally alienating. And now I forgot what I was going to say.
Words matter, though.
If you're tearing people down, why not, instead of tearing somebody else down, why not just sing the accolades of what you do? Instead of saying, your soap is not real because it's not real farm fresh soap, how about being like, my soap is so awesome, I use real farm fresh soap. You're saying the same thing.
But that is such a marketing point.
Right?
That is such a marketing
It's so
point.
much better
Push
to
it.
build up what you're doing than to tear down somebody else for not doing what you're doing. Like,
so I can think of, like, in other fields, like candle making. When I made candles back in the 90s, and I used all, like, petroleum wax, okay? Or what is it? The original wax. And it makes great candles. And even at that thing I went to with Candle Science, they're like,
paraffin?
It makes paraffin. Thank you.
Yes.
It's from petroleum. It makes a great candle. It's just that now it's not in vogue, and people look down on it.
It's stigmatized because of its
So
origins.
that's like in candle. Someone be like, oh,
And they
mine's
make great
paraffin.
candles, too.
They
Paraffin.
make amazing candles.
Fantastic.
And
But
it's
it's
good
got a
all-purpose
bad rap.
wax. Right.
Well,
and
I mean, everything goes through phases. It's like you was talking about. The paraffin was big. In the early 2000s, the big thing was beeswax.
Yes.
Right.
Beeswax, it makes a great candle, but it doesn't burn very clean.
Right, but the same example here is that, so like, well, my candles are real natural candles because I'm making beeswax candles, and your candles are inferior candles because you're making soy candles.
Right.
That's the same kind of thing that we're talking about here, which is
They all burn and throw fragrance.
Right, but just talk about the great things that you're doing instead of putting somebody else down. That's what
That would be like, I've got a few friends in the soap making community that are all vegan. That's all they do is they just make vegan friendly soap, and we're friends.
Right.
That would be like them saying, "Oh, your soap is not as good as mine because you use goat milk and lard in your soap, and you make a tallow soap." But they're not hateful like that. They're like, you know what? Like, that's what you choose to use. This is what I choose to use.
Well,
there's a market for it.
Your customer base might not all be the same as somebody else's, right?
Exactly.
Some people want
100%.
natural only. Some people want bright neon swirls. Some people want, cheap and cheerful. All of them are legitimate. Everybody's got their niche, their customer, and instead of fighting over who's right, you should remember that this is a huge market. Like what did you say that Anne Marie said? How much? What is the percentage?
3%, I think it was 3% of the market of soap is handmade.
Of all of the soap that is marketed, only 3% is handmade makers. It's huge. There's a huge market out there, and you know, everyone's got their own little niche.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's like we were talking a few episodes ago. Shauna, she markets more towards like herself being a luxury brand,
right?
You know, like more towards spas and high end type stuff. Margaret, you're more of a hippie apothecary vibe,
right?
You know, and me, I'm good with my rednecks,
right? Right, and it works for all of us.
It works.
It all works.
That's right.
Yeah. So instead, you know, the whole teaching thing. Even if you're just not teaching like other makers, but if I was to say, you know, here's why I prefer farm fresh milk in my soap, that talks about what you're doing, and that doesn't even just talk to other makers. That talks to your customer as well,
right?
Or you know, versus the shaming. If you don't use farm fresh goat milk, your soap isn't real. Like this, it's just so cringe.
Yeah. You were making yourself seem very slimy and self-righteous.
Self-righteous, yes. Or should I say
supercilious.
Right. It's very, who are you don't like, you're not better than me, right?
Not at all.
Your product should stand out on its own.
Exactly. Your product
and you
should
know
speak
what?
for itself.
I mean, have you guys noticed that most of the time the people who are most critical, like whatever they're making, doesn't matter what it is? It just doesn't. I mean, it's not their personality. It's just the product itself does not seem as good. Usually. I feel like that, just, you know, when anybody's criticizing anything you do and they're saying like, "Hey, you should do it this way," and you look how they do it. Like, what are you talking about?
You know, if your marketing relies on cutting down other businesses, then, you know, it might just mean that your product isn't standing out on its own. It might just mean that, you know, maybe you should be tweaking things instead of worrying about what's going on in my Big Bertha
studio.
I was going to say something. I don't even know. Instead of worrying about what's going on in my kitchen, tweak your own stuff.
Yeah. Keep your nose in your own business.
Let me worry about me.
Jesse, what's that saying about the splinter in someone else's eye versus the log in yours or something like that? You know what I mean?
It is. Yeah, and it's no, what basic the scripture, man. He Brother Brad preached on it just a few months ago. Don't worry about the splinter in your brother's eye when you yourself have a mote in yours.
No. Is that
okay?
Okay.
A moat?
Yeah.
What's a moat?
Now, all I use is King James Version, so.
Okay.
That didn't help. What's a moat?
Okay. A splinter in your brother's eye is a reference to a biblical passage, most notably Matthew 7, 3-5, and Luke 6, 41-42, that uses the metaphor of a splinter or speck in someone else's eye and a log in one's own eye to teach about hypocritical judgment.
Yeah. Just a bit like a big chunk of something in your eye.
Gotcha.
You know.
Chunk of something.
Don't be judging other folks when you got issues too.
Yeah. So, you know,
We could say like the speck of soap in their eye versus the chunk of soap in your eye.
That's right. I've got a loaf of soap in my eye. She got a whole slab in hers.
I think we've gone off the rails a little bit.
This sounds well.
No, I don't.
I know, but
I mean, that's par for the course for us.
For the most part, customers don't care. Customers don't care if you use fresh goat milk or powdered goat milk. And honestly, I found, and this is my business, maybe yours might be different. They don't care if it's an essential oil or a fragrance.
Right.
They don't. They just want it to smell good. They want it to smell good and get them clean and make your skin feel good. And they don't, I mean, do they care what's in it? Yes, they care what's in it. But they don't care what's in it.
Most of the time that I've had that issue is when people have sensitivities, you know?
Yeah. It's, people are looking for, when they get out of the shower, their skin isn't dry and tight feeling.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And do they smell good when they get out?
Right. They want to fit they want.
That's the majority of the clientele. Now, you do have some snobs that are a little bit more picky.
Right.
You know.
They want what fits their lifestyle. Not they don't care about my personal beliefs and what I believe should go. They don't, just give me the good product.
Now, the one time I feel like using fresh goat milk might be a good thing is if you're raising your own goats. So then, cool, yeah, it comes right from my farm. That's a marketing thing, though.
Well, yes, but
or if you're getting it from another local thing.
But remember that other person that we interviewed. Gosh,
right.
I feel bad. What was her name again?
Southern Naturals?
Okay, so Southern Naturals. She started doing her own goats.
Right.
And then eventually the business grew so much, she's like, I can't. She couldn't keep up with the goats and the soap. So,
and also you can't
Jerry.
You can't scale it, like we said. It's hard.
Exactly.
It's, what she has found keeping goats and making, Lord have mercy. Getting goats and making soap with their milk and such as that to start off with is great, but it's unless you've just got a whole herd of goats out there and you got a whole bunch of goat ropers running around that you're paying for, and you've got milking stations and you've got store, it's not sustainable with $9 a bar soap.
No.
Well,
also not just that, but you got to store all that milk and have it not spoil.
You're gonna need like. Feeding goats is cheap.
I wouldn't know.
Feeding goats is cheap. They will eat anything.
Yeah,
I've actually threatened Brad to said that I'm going to get goats just to keep our lawn in order when we move.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, yes, but they still need a certain amount of nutrients that you'd have to supplement.
They do. You do need to give them a bucket of food or something like that a day, a coffee can full or something like that, so they get their nutrients. Goats are escape artists as well. You've got to have specific fences for goats, and people know that we've got a lot of property and. One thing about it, we do not have goat fences. We have cow fences. We have 5 strands of barbed wire. That's not going to keep a goat in.
No, it's not. Those go right through that.
They'll go right through it.
Yeah.
And then, end up on the road, somebody hauling butt down the road, hits that goat, wrecks their vehicle, then I'm on the hook for it.
Right.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
If your goat gets out and somebody has a wreck, it's your...
It's your goat.
Interesting. I wasn't aware of that. But anyway, I feel like because of that one post, we're completely focusing on the goat milk thing. But it's not, it could be anything. It could be,
Well, you've got essential oil snobs out there. It's like, it's not real soap if you're not using, looking down at folks for using fragrance oils. And it's not just in the soap making field. This is in any field.
Yep.
Right. Yeah. The colorants, if you use micas, it gets frowned upon.
Palm oil. That's
palm
a big
oil.
One that gets frowned on.
And that one, I mean, we could do an entire episode on that because I have done a lot of research on palm oil. One other oil that is very good for soap making, but nobody uses it because people look down on it, is canola oil, right? People say it makes a great soap. But
I goofed up here a while back on my TikTok shop, and I used to make soap with canola oil in it. Like I just switched like a year ago, because I could see that there was going to be some contention coming. I'm like, we better take that out. Which, there was so little in it anyhow, it didn't really matter. But I had it still listed in my ingredients on my TikTok shop. Oh my gosh. Y'all remember me sending y'all them screenshots here a while back? Folks just hating on me for using.
Was that
a
seed oil?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember that part.
Sunflower oil is a seed oil.
It's a saponified seed oil. Yeah. And the other great thing, I saw somebody use it, and the other word term for canola oil is rapeseed oil.
Yeah.
Oh, I did not know that was the same thing.
It's the same thing.
I had no idea.
And someone got all worked up about that. Like, why did you have that? It's like, dude, it's just canola oil. Calm down.
It's just the fancy way of saying canola oil.
I had no idea. No idea. I'd see rapeseed oil all the time. I had no idea that was canola oil.
It's just the fancy way of saying canola oil.
Right over my head.
But, and I get, it's like fads, like we was talking about with the wax and such as that. I get that. We have a obesity epidemic in this country. I get it. And I have no doubt that seed oils have probably caused some of it. Too much of anything is not a good thing.
Right. Seed oils
But-
in your soap is not going to make you fat.
And I got news
Or
for
give
you.
you high cholesterol or anything else.
Right. You're not eating it, I
Use-
hope.
You don't eat soap. Don't
Ralphie.
drop the soap
Okay.
and don't eat the soap.
Oh,
But even consuming them on a limited basis is not going to hurt you.
everything in
sorry.
moderation.
Right.
Everything in moderation.
Right.
Don't be walking around just eating a stick of butter. Blech.
Right. Mhm. Well, put butter in your coffee and stuff. That's not bad. What?
The Kerrygold stuff, yeah, the Bulletproof.
I do that.
By the way, Bulletproof has their own coffee they put out now,
Yeah.
and I tried it, and I tried their creamer. I don't think they're going to be sponsoring me. I was not a fan.
I saw on now we're really going off the rails, but I was scrolling on TikTok. Vivor puts out a coffee pot now. It's got a grinder on the top of it.
Oh, yeah.
I love some freshly ground coffee.
Oh, yeah.
If the coffee is freshly ground, I don't put sugar in it. I don't put creamer in it. There's no bitter.
I don't drink coffee, so I don't know. But
You know what?
Emily worked
I've
for-
tried, like...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. One of my colleagues... You were talking first. You say that.
I said Emily was working at Starbucks for a long time, and at Starbucks, I think they give you like a free bag of coffee once a month or once a week or whatever. And she would take it and save them, and then make huge baskets for my parents for Christmas. And she would give them like this huge big basket
Smart.
of maybe 15 to 20 pounds of coffee. And so then I bought them a nice coffee grounder because...
Yeah.
Fresh
What I was going
ground
to say
coffee is awesome.
one of my colleagues she does all kinds of crazy fads, like putting like marigold oil or something in her drinks. Which is funny because one day it ate through the styrofoam cup she was drinking out. I was like, number one, why are you putting essential oils in your drinks but putting it in a styrofoam cup? Anyway. Yeah. Or geranium oil. It was
What
geranium
kind
oil.
of geranium oil?
I think it was geranium oil. But she is
Any
doing this thing
essential
that...
oil's gonna eat the styrofoam cup anyhow.
Yeah, like, don't drink out of a styrofoam cup for one thing. We're like, what is it doing to your stomach, man?
Yeah.
She's been drinking cacao lately, which is not cocoa.
Right.
It's processed differently, but it has like all the antioxidants and everything in it and such, which is great. And then I just happened to come across an ad, probably because my phone was listening while she was talking about cacao at work or something.
10 full hats going on.
Yeah, of brewing cacao. So you put it in your coffee maker just like you do coffee, but it brews cacao instead. And I've been trying that. It's very interesting, and I put a lot less stuff in it whenever I drink that. Oh, look at Jessie's face. She's like, oh,
Interesting.
Ooh.
I think I could get down with that.
I could probably.
And it's
get down
supposed to
with
have
this.
it's supposed to have less of a like energy spike and drop. Like coffee, you sometimes you kind of come crash down off of it. It's supposed to have less of that, but
I just drink coffee to keep from having a soul crushing headache.
Interesting. I don't have any kind of caffeine at all.
I quit
What
caffeine
are you
at
doing
one
with
point.
your life?
I quit caffeine at one point, and then I drank a Mountain Dew one day because I was super tired, and woo, was I wired.
Oh yeah, it'll if I have something with caffeine, then when I come down I get a headache. But
I was a nurse aide at that time, and it was hilarious because I hadn't been drinking caffeine or much sugar or anything like that for a long time, and I was just really dragging, and I drank that, and I walked down the hall and asked every nurse, "Do you need anything? No. Do you need anything? No. You need anything?" Like 3 times in a row, and there's 5 nurses. I did this like 3 times in a row, and they finally said, "Go sit down." Now I'm like, I can drink all the caffeine in the world. I'm like, I'm still tired.
For real.
right.
I mean, I get up in the morning, and of course, I'm going to have like 2 cups of coffee. What? No, I've actually cut it down to about 1 cup of coffee in the mornings. Gotta be proud of me. So I'll drink 1 cup of coffee, and then I'll go on about my day. And then I'll have to have another cup around 3:30, 4 o'clock. If I don't, I will have a headache.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I gave up all the
Me too.
caffeine stuff a long time ago. I had migraines for a couple of weeks, but after that it was fine.
Oh, you got to wean off it slowly.
No, I did cold turkey. Cold turkey, everything. All right, let's get back into this. Right.
Oh, you mean we went on a tangent again?
We went on that was a long one. But you know,
we're going through some we're on the tangimanize.
Right. So we talked about there's no wrong way to make soap. We talked about
well, there is wrong ways to make soap.
Well, they're right.
Well, yes, there's
as long as you make it safely.
There's no preferred way to make soap. I mean, every customer has their own. Yeah, there's no wrong method to make soap. How about that?
Right.
No. Okay. Hot process, cold process, melt and pour, goat milk, blah, 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 whatever. You should be respecting different markets. Like each method and style appeals to all different people.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Education versus shaming. It's fine to share why you do something, but don't belittle others for doing it their way.
That's right.
Your business lesson would be if you're tearing somebody else down, your product isn't strong enough to stand alone.
Right.
Then there's the customer perspective that customers care about performance. They care about scent. They care about packaging. They don't care about your purity policing, right? They just don't care about that.
I like that purity policing. That's right.
Policing.
They don't
Right.
care. Your average everyday customer does not care.
Not in the slightest.
There's a very small percentage that are what I call soap snobs that do.
Right.
But that is not the majority.
But
of your
those very
customer
few
base.
soap snobs.
Snope stuffs.
Soap snobs.
The Snoop sobs.
They are going to somehow, through the algorithms, they will find the purity police. And they will connect together, and that would be their thing. Just like horror people find horror-themed soap makers and stuff like that.
But I think it's also like, you know, if you focus more on just marketing to your audience and not feel threatened by other people or feel like you have to put them down.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't make something you're looking for and you ask me about it, I will point you to someone else who does.
Right.
And the people who are putting others down probably are not going to.
Community over competition. You know, collaboration grows the industry. Doing stuff like this kind of stifles it. Like I had a market this weekend, and somebody was asking me. They came back and they were like, "Oh, I looked all over for you. I love that liquid soap you make," and I stopped making liquid soap. But what I did do was refer them to Jessie. And say, check out, this is Country Lather Soap Works, and she makes a really great hand wash. And I even said, listen, I know it's because, I'm in New York. I said, she calls it a hand wash with the R and everything. So you got to, look for it on the website and all that. But, build each other up. Like, there's no reason not to. I'm not making that product. I'm not going to not point you to somebody who is.
That's like, I think it was this past week, I have customers that come in regularly like, I've got a coconut allergy. Do you have anything without coconut oil? No, I do not. But if you'll go to my friend Jess with Sunshine Natural Soaps, that is her specialty, is coconut-free soaps.
There you go.
Or, if I had somebody that would say, you have pine tar soap, which I really should have a pine tar soap, being I'm Country Lather Soap Works, and I have pine trees on my logo. I do not have one. I would refer them to Shauna. She makes a pine tar soap.
There you go.
And it's like here a while back, I had a customer who wanted a layered rainbow soap. I don't do layers.
Right.
I referred them to Margaret.
Right. I can't make it all. You can't make it all. I don't have a gigantic warehouse to store it all. No. And when I come across somebody who I know is looking for something specific, I'm going to steer them in that direction if I can help them. Another thing is your values are your values.
That's right.
Don't force them as absolutes on other people. I feel like not just in soap making, society as a whole today is your values are your values. They're not my values. Not necessarily. Right. Maybe we agree on a lot of things, but we don't have to agree on everything.
It's okay to agree to disagree.
There you go. And my takeaway
We do it all the time.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you know what? We don't hate one another for it neither.
No.
No.
But my big takeaway is the way to stand out is to focus on your craft, not but to tearing down other people.
Be the best.
You're never.
Ooh. I was trying to say be the best version of yourself, and it just. Blah, blah, blah.
That sounded cartoony. I was just gonna say, You're never going to get ahead in life by stepping on others.
Right.
It'll work for a little while, but it won't work forever.
It won't work forever.
No, it won't. Problem is just saying that,
I have a 5 head.
other people are wrong.
That was random.
You just like look at yourself and you're like, wait a minute. My forehead's too big.
Dr. Heifer just had a squirrel moment.
It's that big brain pushing my hairline back.
That's it. You need more room for your big brain. I do have a this or that.
Cool.
All right. Okay. Farm fresh goat milk or powdered?
Powdered.
Powdered. It's
To work
so
with, it's
much.
powdered.
It's so easier to work. So much easier to work with.
Essential oils or fragrance oils?
Both.
Fragrance.
I like fragrance oils better. I'm not a big fan of the essential oils. I use
Not
them.
a big
but,
fan.
yeah.
I do too, but they just smell so medicinal, and I'm not a fan.
Micas or natural clays?
I do both, but I
Really?
feel like the micas are a little more reliable. Does that make sense? Like, you know what you're going to get.
I like them both, but I mean, I love a natural, neutral looking soap. I love it, but the colorful ones sell better.
Yeah, that's what I was just going to say. I use both, but the colorful ones, the mica ones, they sell much better.
They sell better.
They fly off the shelves compared to the natural clays. Mostly the natural clays, I use those in the unscented, unfragranced things because that's those customers are really looking for stuff like that. Hot process or cold process? I know we've done this one before.
Cold.
Cold.
Jesse's torn.
Cold. I'm torn, but you can get it done so much quicker with cold.
Right. Vegan or tallow based?
Tallow.
Tallow.
Really? I see now I don't make a tallow. I've never made a tallow, so I'd have to say vegan.
It makes a nice bar.
The majority
Yeah, it
of my
does
soaps are vegan.
Now, if you like a really creamy lather, go with 100% tallow.
Right.
If you're like me and you like it more bubbly, throw some coconut oil in there.
Yeah. Now, John, if I gave John 100% tallow and it was just creamy lather, he would. No, he feels like it's got to have big soap has to have big bubbles. Yeah.
That's me.
You
Did you
gotta
say
have
bubbles?
the bubbles.
I like bubbles. Bubbles.
All right.
I always think, every time we talk about bubbles, I always thinking about Finding Nemo. That fish is like, bubbles! And he slams the treasure chest closed.
Bubbles.
All right.
And I think the same thing when we're doing, Cardi, I know, I'm on tangents tonight. I'm really tired. When we're doing echoes, and with us, where they're doing the transesophageal ones, so they put the probe down in the mouth and look at the heart from behind, and they do bubble studies, and so they want to shoot bubbles in there to see if they cross where they shouldn't be. And every time they're like, all right, we need bubbles, I think of that stupid fish. It's like,
Bubbles.
Bubbles.
All right. We've definitely found Shauna's trigger.
my ADHD is on full force tonight, guys.
Yeah. All right. Simple bars or crazy swirls?
Crazy
Simple
swirls.
bars.
You like? I do the crazy swirls. I like the crazy swirls.
I mean, I do them, and they're cute, and they're fun, and they're pretty, but I like to just dump and go.
Yep. It's a lot faster when you're not doing those crazy swirls.
I just made Dr. Heifer giggle.
Because she said dump and go. Look at her. She just can't contain herself over there. She's thinking of dumps.
I think I need a nap.
Big batch master batching or small artisanal batches?
Big batch.
Big batch, master
So much
batch.
Big batch, big batch.
Big batch, big batch.
Well, here's one. Clear labeling or mysterious artisan secrets?
Transparency, man. Clear labeling.
Be clear about it.
Yeah, let's be clear about it.
Just purely from like a responsibility and medical point of view, people have reactions to stuff.
Yeah. I was at my market this weekend, and someone was looking at a soap, and I'm like, oh, and this one has walnut hull in it, and she said, oh, thank you for letting me know. I'm so allergic to walnuts. That would really not be good for me. I'm like, yeah, that's why it's on the label. Like, good.
Yep.
But let's see, farmers markets or online shops?
Online.
Online.
Online. Yeah, I'm online, but I feel like we do so much more at farmers markets in the quick one day.
Oh yeah. I mean, you can
When it's
make
in their
some
face,
bank.
yeah.
Yeah.
You can make some bank doing markets, but I'd lots rather turn my radio on and package up.
Yeah.
orders
Yeah.
and
Mm-hmm.
It's too
Get on my
peoply out
app.
there.
Get on my app and schedule my mail pickup and
Yeah.
let
Right.
the mail lady take care.
Collaborating.
Also, you don't have to get all dressed up and go out.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Collaborating
Who
with
gets
other
dressed up?
makers or flying solo?
Huh?
Collaborating with
Collaborating
other
or flying.
makers or flying solo?
I don't know that I've ever actually collaborated with someone else fully. Maybe like minorly, but it's
I don't think I've actually done a collab with another maker.
Yeah. I did a collab with July, and then I did another one with Matt when he was doing. I did make, I did a soap and he did a candle. And July's was I did the soap and she did a bath bomb thing. I don't know. So you're saying
yeah.
flying solo? Gotcha.
Flying solo.
Flying.
maybe if the right collaboration came along.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to collaborate. Maybe we need to make like a Dirty Heifer soap pack or something.
That'd be cool.
So I just keep, like, when I'm done with the show notes, I just fold them and put them in a pile on the end of the table. And there's no garbage in this room, so I just never even...
Oh my gosh.
For, this is episode 40, by the way.
I was
Woohoo!
fixed to say,
We're going to have to do
That's
something
awesome.
special for our 50,
We've got
52nd
some notes
episode.
here, ladies.
yeah, for our 52nd episode, we've got to do something
52nd?
special.
Why 52nd?
Because it's 1 year.
It's
Oh.
1 year.
The
I'm a
teacher-
dorkfish.
Well, I'm
Teacher.
thinking of milestones would be like 25, 50, 75, 100. You're like 52. I'm like, that just doesn't fit any of what's going on in my brain
Nothing.
right now.
Nothing fits what's going on in your brain ever.
And that's a wrap on episode 40 of the Dirty Heifers. Remember, you don't have to tear someone else down to lift yourself up. There's room for all of us at the table, whether you're melt and pour, goat milk, vegan, or rocking those fragrance oils. Big thanks again to our sponsor, Wholesale Supplies Plus. Check them out at wholesalesuppliesplus.com for everything you need to keep your soap game strong. And remember, our listeners get a 15% off coupon using the code DIRTY15. If you've loved this episode, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Drop us a comment and tell us what's the most supercilious thing you've seen in the soap world or business in general. Until next time.
I mean, I've seen some silly stuff.
Yeah. Keep it sudsy, keep it sassy, keep lifting each other up, and stay dirty, heifers.